how do I erase all of this and just go back to the very beginning, because I keep saying yeah. So I'm gonna just start over again, and hopefully like the words will just start to come out and it won't be so like messed up. Hi Fox family, my name is Gina. Welcome to Fox Holler. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have had a lot of requests. Well, actually Dusty has had a lot of requests about putting me in videos and stuff like that. And we saw a TikTok video earlier today about somebody who was talking about a subject that really hit home with us. And Dusty was like, you know what? Maybe you should do a video on that. And you know, maybe I should. I've always been camera shy, so and I don't really know how to talk. I say a lot of ums, but I hope that you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and the history of myself. I know you guys already know that Dusty and I knew each other when we were 13 and 14. Our lives are basically pretty similar back then to what it is now. We did a lot of hiking, we did a lot of exploring as kids. We found abandoned houses, and we used to write poems on the walls and crazy stuff like that. But needless to say, Dusty was always my best friend back then and now, and he was a huge part of my support team when it came to what I went through. Today I'm going to talk about breast cancer. I am a breast cancer survivor. I am a 1.5 years out, and my hair used to be down to my waist, and this is the growth of it. I haven't cut it yet. I'm scared to cut it. I don't want to cut it yet. There's a couple reasons behind that. I'm scared that if I do cut it, it'll be shorter than what it is now, of course, you know, and I've always been one of those people that loved long hair, so that was a huge thing for me. But anyways, move past that. I wanted to explain to you guys, now, before I go into this video, these are my assumptions, these are my thoughts. Nowhere am I knowledgeable enough to say this or that, but I do hope that this can help other people. So in 2019, I noticed a lump in my breast, and with that being said, I have 5 children, and all of them were breastfed for 2 years. And so the big hoopla about if you breastfeed, your chances of getting breast cancer are near slim. Well, that's a joke and a half. Possibly in other ways it might not be, because I got what was called triple negative. So it's not genetic, it's not hormonal, and it's not hereditary. What caused my breast cancer was purely environmental. And the thing is back then, in 2019, I was a Zumba instructor, so I taught Zumba 6 days a week, sometimes 2 to 3 classes a week, and I also ate organic food. I stayed away from starches and stuff like that. I was half the size now, and I did that because I had a thyroid problem, and so that put me on the path of taking care of my health. And the only thing that I really did wrong was I always put my phone in my bra. Now, I don't want to say what brand phone I had or anything else like that, but it was an electronic, and that was where my cancer was. And I just didn't think that it was possible, because it doesn't run in my family. I did the genetic background testing. I don't have the genetic deposition for getting breast cancer or any other cancer at that, and my hormones are great. So I really racked my brain. I talked to my oncologist. My oncologist told me, You know, I'm a firm believer that electronics can cause cancer, but because there's not enough studies on it, she wasn't allowed to say that it was, but she favored the idea because she had seen so many people with brain tumors, and it favors the side that people hold their phones on. So with that being said, her advice to me was, you know, when you use your phone, try to use the earbuds with the cord, not the ones that are Bluetooth. Try to keep your phone away from you, especially when you're charging it. Don't sleep next to it. Just a lot of energy going into your body. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't study this stuff. But that's what I did, and that's where the cancer was. And I put my phone right here in my bra 6 days a week for hours. And yeah, that was it. So that's what I feel was it. Anybody who's going through this or have had family going through this, my heart goes out to you. It's a hard battle. You lose your identity. You lose everything that you felt you were. And if anybody knew me prior to breast cancer, I was very materialistic and very egotistical. I guess you could say. I'm not trying to put myself down, but the things that mattered to me most were the way that I looked, or the way that I walked, or the way that I danced, or how people looked at me, getting my nails done, doing my hair. My makeup had to be perfect, and I was always pristine. I had to have the nicest things. And when I got breast cancer, it was like all those things went away. It wasn't important to me anymore to have the prettiest hair or to do certain things that would get me noticed. And I guess you guys are kind of realizing that might be why I'm kind of camera shy now, because I don't seek out that attention, and I don't feel like I need it anymore, and my priorities are a little bit different. Going through breast cancer, there's a lot of times where you just have time to lay and think about things. And the most important thing that came to my mind the moment that I was diagnosed with it and I sat in tears were my family, my children. And I just wept and said, I have kids and I need to take care of my kids. I gotta get through this to be there for my kids. And as the months passed and the treatment started, it was crazy for me because, you know, you try to keep that face and you try to show your kids and your family and your man that you're okay inside, and you just want to break down and cry. The moment my hair started falling out, it was crazy. You lose yourself, but inside I told myself I'm gonna be strong, and this is fun, and this is great. And with that, Dusty came home. My mom actually cut my hair for me. I surprised Dusty, and he just touched my head and said, "You're beautiful." And he went into the bathroom and shaved his hair too. So the beard that you see on Dusty and his long hair is the aftermath of that bald haircut. So he was a huge part of my support. During chemo, I had some negative reactions. I had what you call neuropathy. There was a time I couldn't even walk when I had it. And he made me do a hike. It was a 2-mile hike to get to the mineral waters up by Mount Rainier. And my feet were blistered, and literally every step that I took was excruciating, but I did it because I knew that he knew something more than me, and I trusted him. And we sat in that water for a couple hours, and the very next day, my neuropathy went away. So with that being said, he was really a huge part of my treatment and my mind, my mentality. And another thing was my very first appointment. I went in to go see my oncologist, and of course you're in tears, you're confused, you don't know the language of it. It's a foreign language when it comes to talking about stuff like this, and you have so many questions. And my doctor was great. He looked at me and he said, Regina, I can tell you right now, I want you to live, and I'm gonna make you live, but I need you to do something for me. He said, don't ever be negative about this. The moment that you deny or you put these negative thoughts into your head that you're not gonna make it, you won't make it. He said, I promise you right now, the best thing that you can do is be happy and be positive and think about positive things and manifest positive things, and you'll get through this. I promise you. It's all in your head. And I didn't understand that at first, but it weighed heavy on me. And I went home and I looked at my kids and I said, this is it. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to go through all of this, and I'm not going to care about the way I look or anything. I'm just going to do this and get through it, because I want to live a long life. And that's what I did. And I had coworkers. I went to work after my double mastectomy. I chose that because I didn't ever want to go through this ever again. I did a lot of things not for the looks anymore, but for me and for my children and for Dusty. It was about life after that. So I chose a double mastectomy. There was some scary times that happened in between my breast cancer. At one point, the chemotherapy was working so well. They couldn't even see it. It was microscopic. But nurses went into strike. Nobody was there to be able to go through the surgery with me, to prep me for it. Thanksgiving happened, New Year's happened, Christmas happened. And so my surgery was being pushed off, and it came back with a vengeance during that time. It was only a 4-month stretch after chemo, which went from microscopic to spreading into my lymph nodes, and that was scary. And they immediately rushed me into surgery, and I chose a double mastectomy. With that being said, you feel like your womanhood gets taken away in a sense. I've heard a lot of people talk about that, but for me, I felt more of a woman. I felt these were my battle wounds, and I'm here to raise my kids, and I'm actually proud of it. And my surgeon did an awesome, amazing job. She left implants in me so that eventually, when I do choose to get bigger breasts, because I did tell her I wanted to, have what I had back previously, she said that she was going to leave implants in me so that I had the skin structure to accommodate that. So I know I'm kind of telling all my stories really fast. This isn't a video where I'm going to go into detail about every specific aspect of everything. Just a quick story of my history and why I'm kind of camera shy, what I've been through. But I know each one of us has been affected by somebody, whether it's family or friends or something with some sort of cancer. And I want to let you know that in this day and age, medical technology has come a long ways, and we are in better hands today than 30 years ago, 50 years ago. But I'm here for you guys. I do talks to people that will listen. Eventually, I do want to go to my oncologist office, who has helped me with a lot of support. They gave a lot to me, to my children, especially during the holidays, and I want to pay that back. That was huge to me. And you know, another thing I wanted to say is, you know, there comes a PTSD with this, and I know that people think that PTSD is like something that happens during war or a car accident or something like that. But every time I go into my oncologist's office, which I have to do every 3 months for the next 10 years, actually 5 years, and then after that it's every year for 10 years. But every time I go in there, I start to have panic attacks and anxiety, and I want to cry because when I leave there, I leave happy. Like, you're okay, your blood work's great, you're doing great, and you're cancer free. But when I walk in there, I panic and I cry, and my blood pressure shoots sky high, unimaginably high. And there is a PTSD that comes with having cancer and going in and continuously monitoring yourself. I know that there's a lot of people that can relate to that, but it is a scary situation. And with that, I'm just a more quiet person. I'm a more humble person, and I do want to be better with that. But my ultimate goal is to give back to the people. The oncology office that I go to, which is a Swedish in Edmonds, they have a really good donation program that a lot of people donate to, and it goes to people who need just a little bit more help, and it gives them meals, Thanksgiving meals, Christmas presents for kids. And I really didn't put myself in that category where I thought I needed that, but just to be picked and said, you know, this year it's going to be you have 5 kids, and we want to be there and give this to you. All those donations came from amazingly selfless people that, I mean, that were just amazing and gracious to the cancer center. So if you guys ever have an opportunity to donate to them, it really it does so much. You have no idea. It lifts spirits, and it makes you feel like you're not forgotten when you go through this, because it does get that way, and you feel very lonely even though you have a lot of people around you. I had coworkers always asking me, how do you keep face? How do you keep a smile on your face and come to work every day? I mean, I had tubes coming out of me, drain tubes, and still went to work, not taking a day off. I had my surgery on a Friday and came back to work on Monday. And people are like, what are you doing here? And that was my lifeline. That was how I supported myself in being normal. So I didn't want to lay in bed. I didn't want to sulk and be sick. And, you know, Dusty had me out all the time, taking me out places and fishing and out on the bay and just a lot of things. And truthfully, going through the whole process, I only thought about it when I felt it, but for the most part, I was positive and motivated and happy. So I encourage anybody who goes out there and deals with this or has family members or friends, encourage them and keep them happy and keep them busy. The worst thing that I received going through cancer, and still today, because it scares me every single day, every day, is don't meet somebody and say, oh yeah, I know somebody who went through cancer and they passed away. Because that was the worst thing, and that was the things that messed my head up the most, is meeting somebody and somehow coming to talking about my breast cancer struggles, and their immediate response was, oh, my mom died from that. Oh, yeah, my grandma died from that. Or my next door neighbor died from that. Those really hit me really hard. And the moment that I walked away, I would cry. And that's scary. So I encourage anybody listening to this that if you know somebody, say encouraging things to them, and say things, be mindful of what you say, because it means everything in their recovery. I had to fight that. I had to fight a couple other things too, but strength is the most important thing to get through this. So I apologize that this was a scatterbrain conversation. It was all over the place, and you know, I apologize for saying a lot of ums and being nervous behind the camera, but I do appreciate you guys, and maybe I'll be more organized the next time I make a video. This is just talk about who I am and all that. I guess some of you probably wonder, I come from a half and half family. My mom is full Korean, my dad is French. He was in the military, and he was stationed in Korea, met my mom, fell in love with her, and they had me. I'm a single child, and I don't know what else to say about me. So that's me, and I hope you guys kind of got a little bit about me. Again, another funny thing about me is, being that I'm half Asian, my mom raised me speaking Korean. There's a lot of times where I'll say words that don't make sense. Dusty likes to make fun of me sometimes about it. I swear to God, it's thyme, it's not time. Oregano, instead of however Dusty says it. There's other words. It's funny. But anyways, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for taking the time to get to know me a little bit. There's a lot more about me than just that, but it's a huge part of me right now. So thanks for being here and listening. And like I said, we love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. Hey Lou, hopefully we'll meet you soon. And have an awesome weekend. Bye guys.